I am I'm okay for the most part. Ooh, sorry, I'm feeling a little sick. I'm grateful for life, for health, all that fun stuff. Um I'm on not because I want to be on, but for some strange reason I feel obliged to come on and pray. It's supposed to be at 4, but I've been up from 1 and this keeps happening where I feel the Holy Spirit come upon me. Um yeah, I am not okay. And it's okay to admit that you're not okay. I want to update you guys on what's been going on. So, for the longest time, I've just not been paying attention to the fact that, you know, hell is a real place, right? Obviously, in Christendom, in faith, we believe that you make a cognitive decision to not serve God. Um, you are basically rejecting his invitation to live with him forever, and you are accepting and agreeing to the fact that you want to go to hell. Sorry, but I look back at my life last year and the year beforehand, and I don't like the person who I became. I don't like the fact that I was screaming at people, being so heartless, preaching a gospel that was religious and not relational, even though the relational aspect, many people were gleaning from that because they recognize that this power and authority was not something that was I was born with per se, but it came from intimacy with the Holy Spirit. And it made them want to seek God for themselves. Let me go on YouTube Live on my phone so I can see the comments. I'm just not feeling well at all this morning. Um, Good morning. Morning, guys. Yep, so I was in that space where, hey. Um, I was really in that space where I didn't really think about hell because in my mind, if I have a relationship with God, then I don't really need to worry about that. You are all watching, why aren't you liking? Thank you, dear. Mwah, kisses for you. Um, so I was in that space mentally where I was just like not even thinking about hell because in my mind, if I have a relationship with Jesus, like I don't have to worry about that, because he's invited me into his home and stuff like that. But I didn't realize that way how I was just not really thinking about it. Thank you, girly. Mm. Till now, I've always got by on my own. Never really cared until I met you. You're sweet. I didn't realize that was a trauma response to the fear mongering, the introduction of fear mongering that sometimes many churches bring around. It's like, okay, well, do you want to go to hell? No, okay, we'll give your life to Jesus. That does not display the heart of the Father at all. And so, growing up in that kind of way of thinking, that carnal way of thinking, I feel like I look so tattered, but thank you, girl. Maybe it's the earrings. I'm doing a quality test on them. Yeah. But like I was just about to have my shower, right? And this was like 2 days ago. And then in my mind, I was sometimes I just kind of like rant in my head on different topics that, you know, is that even is that even like normal? I don't know, but I have conversations in my head. And I was thinking along the lines of, yeah, I don't really care about hell like that because I have a relationship with Jesus. And then I felt like God kind of like intercepted in my mind. Oh, y'all are hyping me up. I can't. But I was having, then God kind of like intercepted in my thoughts and he was like, girl, let's look into that, babe. Thank you, girly. I'm actually doing quality testing to make sure that, it's like good quality. And I literally, so he intercepted my thoughts and he was like, girl, um hell was mentioned in the Bible, and why do you feel the need to just look over it? Because my personality type, if things are too painful, I disassociate immediately. The cognitive dissonance becomes on an all-time high. I feel so great meeting you. Oh, you guys are hyping me up too much. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, like I hope so. And I was like, Lord, I don't know. Like I think when you grow up in that environment of just like people like fear mongering you to faith, it makes you just not really that interested in like the concept of hell, especially if I have a relationship with Christ and it's like, why am I thinking about that? Like, I'm good. It doesn't apply to me. And he's like, yes, but salvation is for everyone. So your salvation could be secured, but what about everyone else's? And I was like, wow. He's like, yeah, the gospel message is not for you like it's not just for you. What I'm trying to say is I'm already saved. I'm already Christian. Like I'm not going to hell. But what about everyone else? And that kind of reminded me like, oh my god, like the gospel message is for those people who don't know about Christ, and you're literally you're presenting him to people who don't know Christ, and are posing like another solution to the world's madness, essentially. Like, yeah, the concept of brokenness comes from the reality of sin, right? Sin is the reason for the brokenness in the world. Just like how, say, for example, you're a king, right? You're a king. And you have set up leaders, politicians, um, to act on behalf of you because you cannot steward everyone. Then there's the mayor. There's different not tiers. There's different stages, different levels of hierarchy that you'd have set up in order to maintain the natural flow of your country, right? And yeah, because you cannot tend to every single person at the same time, because I mean that's too much weight for a person to deal with. And so, say for example, there's a political unrest. You expect your leaders to deal with it. The people that you have sent in this earth, you expect them to deal with it because you have granted them the authority to deal with these things. Should I really step down off my throne and deal with things that I would have appointed people to do? And so I think it's the same concept with the Lord. Are you a servant because you're serving? Click that thing. You guys. Oh my god. So it's one of those things that is kind of just like, Why are we expecting God, after He has given us the authority, the dominion, and the power over this earth, to correct things that we can correct ourselves? You have an issue with poverty. Why not join an organization that is set to stand against it? Why not partner with businesses to actually alleviate some of these issues? No, but we sit and we complain, and it's like expecting God to deal with our mess that we created ourselves. I think many of us absolve ourselves of responsibility, and it's like, but God has given the authority to you to deal with the matter, you know? And so these are the things that I've been really thinking about. Um, I'm starting to feel really sick. Like I've just been feeling, I just don't feel great. So I'm gonna go now. But God bless you and thank you for just like tuning in for a little bit. Alrighty, bye.